Welcome back, everybody. We're going to continue with Module 1.2. In the last couple of lessons, we've been working with country-level data from two sources, the World Bank and Varieties of Democracy. So in this lesson, we're going to start the process of merging those two data sets, the two data frames that we produced in the last couple of lessons. But in order to do that, we need common fields, common columns, variables that we can merge them on. One of them is easy, that's year. We know what the year is, and that's just a number that indicates the year. But country is a little more complicated because country names can vary across data sets, and different data sets can use different country codes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use a package, a wonderful package called countrycode, to assign country codes, a new set of country codes to the varieties of democracy data so that we can then merge them with the World Bank data. And specifically, we're going to be assigning them ISO 3C codes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll go to our modules Quarto QMD file, and we'll just go ahead and put a header here. We'll say that this is add country codes to a data frame, and we'll say next we are going to add country codes to our VDEM data so that we can merge them with our World Bank data. Okay, go ahead and add a code chunk, label it. We'll just call it country codes. Okay, and so from here, let's go ahead and load the country code package. Hopefully you have installed country code. If not, you might want to pause the video and go do that. And next, we're going to go ahead and use the country code. We're going to call the country code function from the country code package. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify our democracy data frame, and we're going to save it as a new data frame also called democracy. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a pipe operator, and then we're going to have a mutate call. Okay, and for mutate, we're going to type ISO 3C equals country code, and country code takes 3 arguments. Okay, source var, origin, and destination. Put a comma there. So let me just type them out, and then we'll go ahead and fill them in. Okay, so let's just review here a little bit. So we're calling mutate, and we're doing that because we're creating a new variable. This new variable is going to be called ISO 3C. And then to create the new variable, we're going to call country code. And the source variable that we're going to is the variable that we're going to be converting. And in this case, we're going to be converting the VDEM country ID from the democracy data frame that we made in the last lesson. Okay, so that's source var. And then origin is going to be the type of country code that we're converting from. And in order to know what the right origin or destination is, or the list of potential country codes systems are, you have to go and look at the documentation. But in this case, we're going to be converting from the VDEM country code, and we're going to be converting to the World Bank country code, which is essentially the ISO 3C country code. Okay, and I'm missing an equal sign here. It's getting mad at me, so let's go ahead and put the equal sign. Okay, and so that should be it for the creation of the country code. So we can go ahead and actually view that. By calling glimpse from dplyr. And let's try that and see if it works or if anything needs to be corrected. Okay, and that looks like it worked. So here we go. We have the country, the VDEM country code. We have year, the polyarchy score, GDP per capita, region. You'll remember all that from before. And now we have this additional column, which is a character column. And this is essentially the ISO 3C country code that we're going to use to merge with the World Bank data. Okay, so one last thing I want to show you here is I kind of like to have my data frames organized in a certain way. So when I'm looking at my data frame here, I would really prefer it if all of my identifier variables were at the front, at the left side of the data frame. So I want to move this over here before year and after country code. Okay, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a verb called relocate. This is from dplyr. So we'll go ahead and relocate ISO 3C. That's the variable that we want to move. And we're going to type dot after equals VDEM country ID. And that should move that variable. Let's go ahead and run that, see if it's moved. Okay, and there you go. It's been moved from after region to after VDEM country ID. That's what we wanted to see. So that's it. Basically, we're done. And in the next video, we're going to go ahead and do the merge with the World Bank data.